So this is going to be identical to minus 3 over 2. And now I'm going to expand using the binomial expansion 1 minus 2x to the power minus 1. So I'll put a square bracket here, and using the formula for the binomial expansion, if you're not too sure about that, maybe our tutorial will help you on that. So expanding this using the binomial expansion formula, it starts as 1 plus the power n, so that'd be minus 1, just put that in brackets, times the x term, and the x term is minus 2x. Okay, then it's plus the power n multiplied by n minus 1, so we reduce that power by minus 1, and that's going to be minus 2. Multiply it by the x term, all squared this time, so that's minus 2x to the power 2. And it's all over 2 factorial. I prefer actually to write 2 factorial as 2 times 1 at this stage, because quite often things I find cancel. So next we move on to plus, and then it is the power n minus 1, subtract 1 from the power n minus 1, so that's down to minus 2, and then subtract another 1 from the power, so that's now minus 3, and then it's the x term is now cubed, and that's all over 3 factorial. I'm going to write 3 factorial as 3 by 2 by 1. Okay, plus, and we've got to take this up to the term in x cubed, so we're there now, so I'm just going to put plus and so on. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to have to write on the next line, and we're on to the expansion of the second term, so that's going to be plus a half multiplied by the expansion of 1 minus 2x all to the power minus 2. So we do the binomial expansion again, and that would be 1 plus the power n, which is this time minus 2, multiplied by the x term, which is minus 2x. Strictly speaking, this is over 1 factorial, but 1 factorial is 1, so I'm going to ignore that. Then it's plus, then we take the power again, minus 2, reduce it by 1, so that's now minus 3. Multiply it by the x term, minus 2x, but it's now squared, and that's all over 2 factorial. So 2 factorial is 2 times 1, plus, now we go on to the third term, first, second, third, fourth term I should say, so that's going to be minus 2, minus 3, take 1 again away from this power, that's minus 4, and then we have minus 2x all to the power 3, and it's all over 3 factorial, which is 3 by 2 by 1, so 3 by 2 by 1, plus, and so on. There we go. Okay, so all we've got to do now is just simplify this. So this is identical to, let's put the minus 3 over 2 out the front and start to simplify each of these terms in this square bracket. So I'm going to reduce my square bracket to a curved bracket now. So have a curved bracket. The first term then is just simply the 1. Moving on to the second term, minus times minus. Notice, by the way, I don't tear in and write a plus sign. I always find students tear in and write a sign here only to find that they've got to cross it out. So just hold back. Minus 1 times minus 2x is going to be a plus, so yep, it's going to be a plus, and then it's going to be plus 2x. But again, don't tear in and write a plus. You never know, it might be a minus. Looking at this though, we've got minus times minus is plus. Sorry, minus times minus is plus. Minus 2x all squared, that's going to be a plus term, so plus overall, so I can put that in. And then we see that we can do some cancelling here. This cancels out with these two. Okay, and you've got minus 2x all squared, so that's going to be plus 4x squared. Again, not writing any sign there, I can see minus times minus times minus, that's all negative, but this is going to be a negative term when it's cubed, so it's plus overall. Okay, so put the plus in. I can see that I can do some cancelling here, so I can see that that's going to cancel out with all of that. That's why I believe it's good to just write it as 3 times 2 times 1 rather than 3 factorial. So you can see this cancelling. Then we've got minus 2x all cubed. That's going to be, well, minus 8x cubed, but the minus has been taken into account here to give plus overall. So that's plus 8x cubed plus, and so on. So 3 dots there. Close the bracket off. And then we've got the plus a half. I think I can squeeze this in here, so we put plus a half, open bracket, and then we've got 1 there, minus 2 times the minus 2x plus 4x. Okay, and then we have, we can do some cancelling here, so the 2 times the 1. Okay, that's going to go into that. Be careful here, that's going to be minus 1. And what have we got? Minus 1 times minus 3, that's plus 3, times minus 2x squared, that's plus 4x squared. So we're going to have plus 12x squared. So we'll just put that there, 12x squared. Look for some more cancelling now in this last term. 3 goes there, 3 into 3 is 1, minus 1. 2 into 2 is 1, 2 into that is minus 1. So I'm going to have 1 times negative 4 is plus 4, minus 4. And then we've got minus 2x all cubed, that's negative 8x cubed, times the negative 4 here, so that's plus 32x cubed, plus, and so on. Okay, bit cramped, but hopefully you can see that. And then, quite long this, isn't it? Okay, then we've got minus 3 over 2 multiplied by everything in there, so we've got minus 3 over 2 times 1 is minus 3 over 2. Minus 3 over 2 times the plus 2x, that's going to be minus 3x. Minus 3 over 2 times the 4x squared, minus 6x squared. Minus 3 over 2 times the plus 8x cubed, minus 12x cubed. Okay, I won't put plus and so on. I'm just going to go straight on to the next, expanding the next bracket. So plus a half times 1, that's plus a half. Plus half times the 4x plus 2x. Plus a half times the 12x squared becomes plus 6x squared. And finally, plus a half times 32x cubed is plus 16x cubed. And then there'll be lots of other terms, so plus and so on. And finally, just tidying this up, this is going to be identical to, group up the constants, minus 3 over 2 and the half, that's minus 1. And then we have the x terms, minus 3x plus 2x, that is minus x. And then the x squared terms, the x squared terms, minus 6x squared plus 6x squared, they cancel, so I've got no x squareds. And then finally, minus 12x cubed plus 16x cubed, that's 4x cubed. So we have plus 4x cubed, and not forgetting the other terms, and so on. Okay, so we've got the series expanded in ascending powers of x up to and including the term in x cubed, and we've simplified each term. So that's it, finished. So that's the end of question 2. And if you got that, by the way, it's worth 6 marks. So give yourself 6 marks if you did that. Okay.